All right, let's dive into this story. I'm going to craft a first-person narrative that's emotionally charged, gripping, and ultimately triumphant. Here we go. The Soil Whisperer. I still remember the day like it was yesterday. The boardroom was silent, the air thick with tension. I had just presented my findings, exposing the data manipulation that had been going on at the prestigious Agronomy Research Institute, where I worked. I thought I was doing the right thing, standing up for the truth. But what I got in return was a public firing, a humiliation that would echo through my life in ways I couldn't have imagined. Your methods are outdated, your ideas impractical, Dr. Harold, the head of the institute, said, his voice dripping with condescension. We need innovative solutions, not ancient farming techniques. You're a disgrace to this institution. The words cut deep, but they also ignited a fire within me. If the world of mainstream agronomy wouldn't accept my ideas, I would prove them wrong. I would show them the power of regenerative urban agriculture, the potential to heal the earth beneath our cities and revive entire communities. The painful departure and relentless pursuit. I left the institute with nothing but my dignity and a burning resolve. My family, who had always been skeptical of my career choices, were quick to pile on. You've always been a dreamer. But this is ridiculous, my father said, his voice heavy with disappointment. You're embarrassing the family with your so-called hobby. But I didn't let their words deter me. I moved to a small, neglected urban area where the soil was barren and the community was struggling. I started small, using ancient regenerative farming techniques to restore the health of the soil. I planted cover crops, composted organic waste, and encouraged biodiversity. It was back-breaking work, and there were days when I wondered if I was making any difference at all. But I kept going, driven by the memory of that humiliating day in the boardroom and the determination to prove them all wrong. The arduous ascension and profound triumph. Years passed, and my efforts began to bear fruit. The soil, once lifeless, started to teem with life. Plants grew taller and healthier, and the community around me began to take notice. I started teaching workshops, sharing my knowledge, a cathartic return and poetic justice. I stood in front of my family's house, my heart pounding in my chest. I hadn't seen them in years, and I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was ready. I had proven myself, and I was no longer the embarrassed dreamer they had once known. As I walked through the door, I was met with a mix of shock and disbelief. My father, who had once dismissed my work as a quaint hobby, looked at me with wide eyes. "Is that you, son?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I nodded, a small smile playing on my lips. "It's me, Dad, and I've brought something with me." I led them outside, to the backyard where I had once tried to grow a garden, only to be met with laughter and ridicule. But now it was a different story. The backyard was a lush, thriving ecosystem, a microcosm of the work I had done in the urban area. My family stood in silence, their mouths agape as they took in the sight. Is this what you've been doing all these years?" my mother asked, her voice filled with awe. I nodded. This is what I've been doing, and it's just the beginning. The insightful ending, as I stood there surrounded by the fruits of my labor and the people I loved, I felt a profound sense of peace. I had proven myself, not just to them, but to myself. I had turned my humiliation into triumph, my ridicule into respect. And as I looked at my family, I saw the realization dawn in their eyes. They had underestimated me, dismissed me, and ridiculed me. But I had risen above it all, and in doing so, I had shown them the power of belief, the strength of conviction, and the beauty of redemption. "I'm proud of you, son," my father said, his voice thick with emotion. "I'm sorry I didn't see it before." And in that moment, I knew that I had truly come full circle. I had not only healed the earth beneath our cities, but I had also healed the rifts in my own family. And that, I realized, was the greatest triumph of all. This story is a testament to the power of belief, the strength of conviction, and the beauty of redemption. It's a journey of humiliation to triumph, of ridicule to respect, and ultimately of healing and growth. And it's a story that I hope will inspire others to pursue their dreams, no matter how ridiculous they may seem.